Hey and welcome to Neverwinter Mod again. So we have this new heroic encounter where yes, we're going to have to kill this poor red dragon. So initially you'll go and jump in and have to kill these bunch of Thayans. Once they're all dead, you'll have to kill like their commander. Once he's dead, the dragon will break free of his chains after we essentially freed him, and for some reason, he's not too happy about that and decides to go and attack us. Potentially he's blaming us for his capture. Then we just go and beat him up. Now, he's very frustrating and annoying to kill on your lonesome. It's doable. I got CC'd a lot. He'll grab you, chuck you around the place, push you back. His hitbox is way bigger than he looks, and so you're basically stuck with not being right next to him while you damage him, and then it can be hard to judge whether you're next to him or not. And then when he rotates and spins and such like that, even when he just moves his head, he can move you as well. So it's pure frustration to get combat advantage with your companion when doing this solo. So I brought a friend and we easily complete this. Now, upon completing it, you can get actually new rewards. Potentially, we can even obtain in the preview collection these new mythic and legendary rings. All that I did obtain so far, however, was in the collections here. You can see I now have 8 rings. They will only add to your collection once you actually obtain them. Now, these other 6 rings we have seen already drop from those previous heroic encounters. And you can see our new rings here. We have them in our inventory. We have the Physician's Ring of Healing, which will give you outgoing healing, critical strike, movement speed, along with 5% more damage against cultists. And then we can see we have the Officer's Ring of Striking, which gives you crit strike, accuracy, movement speed, and 5% damage against Thayans. This is all we managed to obtain so far upon completing this encounter twice. There could very well be some special drops from here. In my opinion, I'm guessing there's probably only going to be like 4 rings all on purple that can drop from this guy. I highly doubt there's going to be anything special, but you can prove me wrong. If you manage to drop anything that's like legendary or even mythic from this guy, let me guys know in the comments below. Even if you get a different ring than I have of these two here, the officers and the physicians, I'll be also very interested and you can let me know. Now, I'll be farming this thing when it actually drops later today. So let's go over how do you get this heroic encounter to spawn. Well, the first step will be to complete your Scaleblight Summit adventure, completing all of those tasks to ultimately claim your reward. Right now on the live server, we can see the Scaleblight Summit is unavailable. Now, this will actually begin today, February the 8th, for those of us on PC, and this will most likely be available at 3:30 p.m. UTC. And then we'll be able to complete again those tasks, ultimately obtaining 4 boon points along with this new companion gear. Now, this companion gear is already available to those of us who can farm the new trial, and this stuff drops all the time in those chests. So right now I have a full set of these. Double offensive ones is what I recommend as a DPS. Now you can also get your double defensive ones that you would run as a tank. There's a few okay options for healers here, like with your outgoing healing and critical avoidance. So upon completing this Scaleblight Summit adventure, you will then have this top section of the area unlocked. Now let's jump into how to actually activate this said heroic encounter. What you will need to do is we'll have to complete the previous heroic encounter. So what you'll do is you'll go to these wagons, you'll activate them, then you'll follow them to their said destination where they'll stop, they'll get stuck, some enemies will spawn, and then you'll go and kill those enemies, and you'll have to kill up to a total of 100%. Now what you can also do is kite the more puny enemies that are around to the wagon and kill them as well, rather than waiting for the next wave of elite enemies to spawn. It can make it go a whole lot quicker. Once you've done that, you'll complete that heroic encounter by freeing the wagon, claiming your reward, and then following the wagon another bit further. Once you've done that, you will then have the next heroic encounter where you'll have to kill those channelers. You'll have to kill 5 channelers, and once you've done so, then you'll have to just kill waves of enemies. They've changed it where you can't exactly just AFK here, because those guardians or those soldiers that you're there to protect have a lot less hit points, and if they die you fail the heroic, and we actually managed to fail it like this because I just stood AFK like I normally would. They've hidden the timer of 1 minute. It will still be 1 minute, so you don't have to kill the enemy so quick if you just aggro them and then survive their hits. Once you've waited that timer out, then you have your boss and you kill your boss, and that is one of those sets of 2 heroic encounters with the wagon. Now you'll have to do that again a second time in another area. Once you do that a second time, then you will see this dragon heroic encounter will spawn, and very straightforward, you'll head over here, you'll then go and kill all of those Thayans that will spawn there. You'll have to kill 10 of them, then you kill the captain, and then you'll have to go and kill the dragon, and then upon finishing you claim your rewards. And unfortunately it's nothing special. We haven't seen anything good drop from here. Again, I've only done it twice, so there could very well be much greater rewards you could get from this heroic encounter. They could introduce rewards later on, or it could just be bugged and they didn't even introduce anything good to the loot table yet. My opinion, when we look on the collections, it's still in the preview collections tab, all of this new gear. If this gear is available to drop, for example this new ribcage, it's most likely going to be moved to the Dragonbone Veil Collectors tab. Although, who knows, they could be lazy coders and not end up doing that, but even just introducing them into the game. In my opinion, there's probably going to be some sort of a hunt system where we'll gain access to this gear, or something to do with the trial, like a harder version of it, or an extension in addition to the trial. Like once you kill the dragon, you have to teleport to another island, you have to kill mini bosses within certain time periods with certain effects and so on. Who knows? Could well be even a hardcore version of the trial that we're going to have to do. Could be some fun, but definitely frustrating when you're running with 10 people. And if one person dies, you screw up the whole run for the other 9 people. So overall, that's the new exciting heroic encounter. Unfortunately, nothing too special other than there are 2 new rings that we did manage to obtain. There could well be more rings that drop from here, but I don't think there's a whole lot more. And there probably isn't 2 rare items either. Again, you can prove me wrong by letting me know in the video description below. Now my friend just went and activated this heroic encounter again, and you can see all of the Thayans just here with the dragon. So we'll just complete it another 3rd time, and then we'll go and see if we get any more loot. And so we did go and finish that heroic, and you can see I got a medic's ring of mending. It's incoming healing, control bonus, and 5% damage against Thayans. And my friend went and got the mercenary's ring of resistance, which has that critical avoidance, accuracy, movement speed, and 5% damage bonus against Thayans. So that adds another 2 more rings to this heroic encounter. I didn't get the ring from my friend yet, but otherwise we should have 8 rings total from all heroic encounters within this new area. With that said, hopefully this has been somewhat insightful and helpful to you guys. Again, this is dropping later today for you guys. So lastly, I'd like to give a massive thank you to all of my channel members for helping me keep my channel going. And if I presented this well, consider leaving the video a like. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.